All right, a rapid fire mock draft today. We got the New York Jets on the clock at pick 7 here on the Draft Ranking Show. We're cooking, getting near and dear inside of 3 weeks to the 2025 NFL Draft. I cannot wait to be boots on the ground in Tampa Bay on the beach, walking the sand, taking a jog, eating some seafood before the draft starts and having some fun, smoking a cigar, go down to Ybor City, enjoy my time, not in physical Green Bay because I feel bad for anybody that has to go cover the draft in Green Bay. I get to cover it from Tampa Bay in the house with the player profiler crew, pick 1 to 256. It's going to be a damn good time. Make sure you tune in, tap in. More information on the way here on the Draft Rankings Show channel. Click like, click subscribe if you're here on YouTube. And if you're on podcast, please remember, give a 5-star review if you're on the Draft Rankings podcast channel. There is a Draft Rankings podcast channel alone off of the player profiler channel. So you can go over and subscribe to just that channel as well to get these shows every single morning at 7 a.m. instead of 7 p.m. All right, if you're on YouTube, you can see it. If you're on podcast, you can hear it. We're going to do a mock draft, 7 rounds with the New York Jets, who pick at pick 7, pick 42, pick 73 into the top 100. They also have 110, 145, 162, 182, and 207. So a good little cluster there of 4 selections between 145 and 207. It's pretty solid grip of picks here for the New York Jets. 8 selections to be exact. And when you look at what the Jets have done so far in free agency, they, of course, made the big move of going after Justin Fields as the quarterback. They paid him $40 million. Like, basically, that's the contract. So he's going to be the guy. Tyrod Taylor's behind him. Jordan Travis is behind him. And Adrian Martinez, the rushing quarterback from K-State, is behind him. At tight end, they had Stone Smart behind Jeremy Ruckert. At tackle, they had nothing. I think Josh Myers to the interior to play center behind Joe Tippmann. But I think right tackle is a big glaring need for the New York Jets. At receiver, they had Tyler Johnson, the former Minnesota Gopher, Los Angeles Ram, Josh Reynolds, the former Jacksonville Jaguar. But they do have, obviously, Garrett Wilson, Malachi Corley from last year's draft, and Alan Lazard still on the roster from the Aaron Rodgers days. On defense, they had Derek Nandi to the interior defensive line next to Quinion Williams. They also have Leonard Taylor from Miami in last year's draft. On the back end, they had Andre Sisco from Jacksonville and Brandon Stevens, a cornerback from Baltimore. I think corner's a need, safety is still a need, and you look at right tackle as definite needs, and you can also look at tight end. So enough to go around here, enough to go on the plate for the Jets. D-line, tight end, edge, tackle, you name it. Let's rip this draft here on the PFF Mock Draft Simulator. So, picking at number 7, the first 6 picks go: Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Mason Graham, Abdul Carter, Will Campbell, Jahdae Barron, leaving us with the pick I want: Armand Membu, the right tackle out of Missouri. You can also converse Tyler Warren here. I'm going to go to the right tackle position, and I'm going to take Armand Membu. They took Olufashanu last year from Penn State. Give me Armand Membu now, and let's tie this offensive line together and really give Justin Fields some protection and some chance to succeed. Armand Membu, pick 7, New York Jets, Jets. All right, so we picked the tackle. Now we look edge, D-line, tight end, something like this. Let's check out the tight end room. Mason Taylor makes it to us at pick 42. I think that's very interesting, given what you have. Elijah Arroyo as well at the tight end position. Check out receiver. Jaden Higgins, very interesting selection. Kind of a pseudo Alan Lazard, right? Lazard played at Iowa State. Jaden Higgins played at Iowa State. Trey Harris is here. More of your outside X receiver. Think Trey Harris probably going to be a guy that's not going to go in round 2. I think he's going to be closer to mid-round 3. Higgins probably a round 2 guy. So if you're going to make that selection now, it'd probably be probably be Higgins. You probably get Harris at pick 73. I think we're going to kick the can to there. See if we can get Harris at pick 73. Let's look on the back end here, cornerback and safety for the Jets. Like I said, remember they had a Brandon Stevens on the cornerback position outside of Sauce Gardner after they lost DJ Reed to the Lions. They have Andre Sisco with Tony Adams on the back end. Cornerback and safety interest me quite a bit. Benjamin Morrison is here. Trey Amos, who we took in our Packer mock the other day. You can check out that Green Bay Packer mock on the Draft Rankings channel as well. We took Trey Amos at pick 23 overall. He falls to pick 42 here. Think that would be a great option as well. Any of these cornerbacks would be good selections here for the New York Jets. Safety, on the other hand, probably wait until that 110 selection where I think Makuba, Sebastian Castro will still be. So let's try and do that. Let's go corner here with this selection just for the hell of it and see what happens. Let's go Trey Amos. I don't think he should be here, but he is here at pick 42. It's a good range for Amos. Pick 73, like I said, let's go back to the wide receiver position. Trey Harris falls from Ole Miss. We're going to take him. And then for pick 110, we're going to go back to safety and see if none of the safeties are available that we want. Damn it. All right, let's kick the can on safety then down to the Upton Stout, Caleb Ransaw range, which will probably be one of the next fifth round selections. All right, let's move off of that. Running back, I think, is completed for the New York Jets. Quarterback, obviously, it's a question mark, right? Jalen Milroe's gone at this point. Riley Leonard's available. Dylan Gabriel, Quinn Ewers. I don't think any of these quarterbacks really fit the scheme of what the Jets are trying to do with Justin Fields and building this thing for the future. So I'm going to stay off of that. Jordan Birch just went, or no, Jordan Birch did not go. Is Jordan Birch still here on the interior defensive line? I thought he just went. Did I miss that? He's the defensive lineman from Oregon. I think he went a couple picks ago. All right, let's look on the interior then down here. Tim Smith from Bama's there. Nias Peebles. JJ Pegues is interesting on the defensive line. I think D line is something we need to address. They added Derek Nandi and Byron Cowart, but edge injuries, linebacker. Let's check middle linebacker out. I had a weird spot here at 110. I don't really have a distinct want for the Jets. Barrett Carter, Jack Kaiser. Jack Kaiser's a menace. I think Barrett Carter would be interesting in this defense for the Jets. Best available players, Ashton Galate. Galette. I call him Galate, but I think it might be Galette. For Louisville, be a great rotational guy behind Will Anderson, or Will McDonald, sorry. I don't know why I said Will Anderson. Here in round, I like this. I'm going to go Ashton Galette here. Louisville, pick 110 behind Will McDonald. Gives you a good four-piece there at the defensive edge position. Jermaine Johnson, Will McDonald, Michael Clemens, and then you get our guy, Ashton Galette. All right, let's go back to safety. Billy Bowman, Upton Stout. I think we could kick the can there. Let's go look at tight end. I like tight end. Jake Brenningstool's available. Jalen Conyers. Luke Lachey probably goes off in this range. I like this fifth round range for a Lachey. PFF has him ranked astronomically wrong. A tight end from Iowa that I think is versatile and had a good Shrine Bowl. A guy that's athletic. He's not fully complete as a build. He looks like a slight 240. I think he's got some room to put some weight on. He's not going to be your Kittle type or anything like this, but he's got room to grow into an offense. And you look at the current tight end room for the Jets with Jeremy Ruckert and Stone Smart. I think they add somebody like Luke Lachey, even Oronde Gadsden to be interesting. So I'm going to go Lachey here at 145. Let's go back to safety here. I'm going to get Caleb Ransaw, the safety from Tulane. I've been looking at him the last couple of rounds. I'm going to go back to the interior on the offensive line. You got Joe Tittman, John Simpson at left guard, Elijah Vera Tucker at right guard. We could use a guard to plug in here. It's kind of a backup for the meantime behind John Simpson. I like Dylan Fairchild. I like Jackson Slater. Miles Frazier's interesting. I'm going to go Dylan Fairchild, though, from Georgia. I think that leaves us with one selection remaining here at pick 207. My picks: Armand Membu, Trey Amos, Trey Harris, Ashton Galette, Luke Lachey, Caleb Ransaw, Dylan Fairchild. So we've kind of addressed everything that we want to address on the roster. We could just have a little bit of a fun pick here. Let's see where else I think there's a spot. We got two DBs, right? Let me check here. Yeah, we got Ransaw and we got Trey Amos. Best available. Dante Thornton's a field stretcher. You know, it wouldn't probably be bad to add another receiver into this offense. Probably not a bad idea to do that. Dante Thornton's here. Ricky White. I love me some Ricky White, man. When you look at the Jets receiving core right now, it definitely is missing a true field stretcher. They're trying to do that with the flankers like a Josh Reynolds here. Let's get Dante Thornton in here. This guy was pretty maniacal this last year in his time at Tennessee. It's a guy that, you know, he's not a great receiver, but when you do look at the numbers on the paper of what Dante Thornton brings to the table, he's a field stretcher to a T from Tennessee. So I'm going to go ahead and take Dante Thornton from Tennessee. I'm trying to pull up the numbers here. 3.74 yards per route run right now. 4.30 40-yard dash. A guy that can truly stretch the field for the Jets. Here's our selections if you're watching along on the screen. Armand Membu, Trey Amos, Trey Harris, Ashton Gillette, Luke Lachey, Caleb Branshaw, Dylan Fairchild, and Dante Thornton got us an A. So that's a B- draft for the New York Jets. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Love y'all, and we'll see you tomorrow on the Draft Rankings Show. I'm Cody Carpentier.